Airport was hello. Hi, Mello. Mello. Hi, all. It's a faceless stream today, but we are doing something a little different. I'm gonna show you a little bit of what I do editing-wise. Because I recorded the beginning of Systori's lines today, and I was like, you know what? Last time I showed you how I cut the scenes down when I'm putting them in order, and this time I will show you how I match up those scenes to the dialogue. I thought that would be kind of interesting. I also have to do some post effects on these things, so I thought that would be cool for anybody who's been watching is wondering like what kind of effects I use when I'm editing, because there's not a lot, because I'm very, very much a beginner. But anyway, hi, Emiko, my wife. That was me singing. My nose doesn't let me sing much anymore, but I thought the chorus especially fit Systori's adventures, so yeah. It's a hot one. It's very humid, so I apologize right now if you hear a fan in the background, but it's like, I need it on me. I'm dying. My room is like an oven. And I don't know if we're gonna get a thunderstorm. It's been so stormy lately, so I'm really sorry I haven't been able to do more streaming. But I mentioned it in my YouTube post, but I live in a house right now that's over 200 years old, and it's got some crazy wiring. So I get a little nervous when I have my electronics on and it starts to thunderstorm real bad. So I like to try to play it safe. Things are going pretty well, other than crazy weather. For the Discord peeps, I helped my mom take some pictures of the puppies today. They're all doing very good. They are all healthy and getting very chunky, so when she edits those, I'm gonna post them up in Discord later. They are so cute. I had to be a hand model. So if I do anything wonky today too, I put on fake nails just so my hands wouldn't look so bad, because I always beat them up because I do everything with my hands. So I've got these like real long press-on nails on. And I was like, if not over here. We were talking about press-ons like the other week, I think. So hopefully this will cooperate. So I have my letterboxing here, and usually I don't love CapCut. The letterboxing is the black bars that I put on. I don't love CapCut because they'll change out it like effects. Like there will be effects one day and then they'll be gone. Because it used to be an effect that I would place on top of things. And now I had to go and find an image, like a PNG image of these bars to put on. So now it's like I go to click and move my scene and it grabs the bars instead, and then I move them. And it just makes it a little more annoying. So I'm going to hide those for now. I like the letterboxing because it forces your eye to like focus more on the center of the image. So yeah. And right now I don't have any music. I have just one little bit of music in the intro. But I figured if you guys wanted to see the intro for the next episode, it's nothing fantastic, but I could start off with that. And then I'll just go in and show you kind of what I do to make the scenes, make Systori line up with what I'm saying. But feel free, you know, if you're watching, you have any questions, if you've watched the other episodes and you're like, wait, how do you do this thing? Like, or I don't know, where did this idea come from? Or anything, just definitely ask. Yeah, it's a little sneak peek. So let me pull that up and I'll get this full screen and get my mouse out of the way. I haven't put, the only thing I haven't put up yet is the text, because, you know, usually it says, like, copyright Square Enix. I haven't gotten to the overlay of the text yet, but... Alright, we'll just start with that. That's the intro. It's pretty basic. Eventually I want to do a little bit more of like creative effects with it. Hi Sean. Thank you. I like didn't set it up though, because you can tell I tried to make it so he had shots through Airport and Skull Valley Camp, because this episode he's still in that area, because you know, I didn't realize when we got into Airport how many quests there are. But it was like every time I looked to see like what led into what and what quest to open it up, there was like another one. So there's easily like 12 to 15 quests just in this area itself, which is good. They're actually a lot of them are pretty entertaining or interesting with the lore, but I just was like, whoa, okay, so we're going to be in Airport for 2 days at least. But I guess it's a spoiler, but we do get through all the level, I think I did the level 15 up to level 15 quests in the area. We're gonna move on after this one. Yeah, it's really fun. I really enjoy doing it. It can be very tedious, but it's a good time. You'll just have to start just like, I don't know, find a song you like and just start putting random clips or pictures you make, and then the inspiration will strike. Hopefully. That's how I feel like it happens for me. I'll just be like sitting there and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I need to make excuse me, I need to make something with Systori doing something. Like a little short. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, for the next episode I can do this thing. So, alright. So we have... I got his voices lined up here. But now we're at a sequence. He's on a quest. He has to go... beat up some hedge moles. Because this poor Snyro, this poor Mikote gal is convinced that they're enemies attacking Airport. So that's the part I was going to work on. Start with today and then see if how far we get. Hopefully thunderstorms don't happen, but... Oh, I liked this. This was a little thing. I don't know how great it looks, but because I just use G-pose and I don't have any black magic, I had to make like... I wanted to get a shot where he was running and actually moving and have him say something. So... I think it looks a little goofy, but I kind of like it. It's like an old school, like he almost looks green screened, but I'll stop talking and show you. There's no music here yet. It's just dialogue. She sounds awful sure of herself this time. Oh, it's a little... If I played at slightly lower quality, it's a little skippy. But yeah, so it's kind of like a green screen thing. But not. It's so true, Sean. It's like it just like all kind of clicks into place. Well, thank you, Mello. I am glad that you like it. That you love it. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I may have to do this in like medium quality because it lets it play back smoother. It doesn't affect the outcome though. CapCut is definitely, like I was saying, it's not my favorite program, but it is very beginner friendly. I do want to, in the future, move on to something that works a little better, but it does the job for now. It's got everything I need in it, so I can't complain too much. So I have my script pulled up on my other monitor right now. That tells me what I'm doing. Okay, so we are here. He's talking about when he gets to the plains. Oh, and I left in, you'll notice like there's lines where I like really messed up what I was saying. So when we got out to the plains, too. I couldn't see any obvious threats. Hi, Jesse! When we got out to the plains, I couldn't see any obvious threats. Okay, I think I liked that take better. So right now, I'm just going to kind of chop it up and lay it, and then I'll kind of see what footage I recorded for this and find the best place to put everything. And even though I was hesitant to harm any, and even that's where I messed up. This is good for anybody who records lines for me too, where they're like, I wanted it to be perfect. I'm like, don't worry. Like, how many times I re-record a line because I stutter or stumble over a word? And even though I was hesitant to harm another group of harmless creatures, I didn't want to cause any trouble for the gal if she were onto something this time. Share Factory? I've never even heard of Share Factory. I am assuming that's another app of sorts. Does it like just cut out stuff? I mean, I've used different ones like iMovie and stuff before. I found CapCut. I've used CapCut when I did just TikTok things before I even started streaming. So I was kind of familiar with the program, but it was a little better back then because now it's like, I don't know. I really want to get away from it because they're starting to really try to implement AI into everything. I definitely avoid the AI stuff where I can. Like, I don't know, some of the effects I use sometimes could be AI. And I'm like, ugh. So I kind of want to get away from a program, but, you know. Thank you, Jesse. I really appreciate it. And so far, yeah, things are going pretty well so far. As well as, like, life and with Systori and stuff. As long as no big thunderstorms blow up my house, we're good. Knock on wood. I don't see that happening though, you know. So we should be okay. Alright, let's see. Sorry, my dog. He keeps bothering Gemma. He's like, but I just love her. So I just want to bug her and she's just trying to live her life. Even though I was hesitant to harm another group of harmless creatures, I didn't want to cause any trouble for the gal if she were onto something this time. So I think this is gonna be What do I have going on here? Do. What are my other words? I may cut a line. That's the other thing too that I do. Sometimes it's like it's just too wordy. Once I look at all the footage I have, I'll be like, eh. So that's like for Patreon members, I'll share the scripts over there too afterwards. And sometimes there'll be like entire paragraphs that are in the script that I just decided to leave on the cutting room floor. Because I'm like, it's just killing the mood I'm trying to go for. But, okay, let's see. There sure are a lot of them. There sure are a lot of them. And I think I like the second take on that better. And I think, because he does this little shock thing here, that's what I'm... Unless I just move it to where he's talking right away. I might cut out some of this line here. Yeah, because sometimes it's like when you... Because I went to college for English and literature, English literature. So one of the things, and I watch a lot of short films, and then I'll watch the reviews of short films. And the biggest thing in writing a story or doing like a movie is they always say show, don't tell. And it's like, if there's something you're doing that can just be seen through actions and get the point across, you don't have to like have the character explain it. And so like my first and second episode, I was kind of writing it like he just wrote everything down. And then I started to try to get away from that. And I think it's made like some of the moments actually hit better, because you just get to see like his little face and the reactions he has to what's going on instead of him actually saying something. And I feel like that makes it a little more realistic too. Like, even though this is a fantasy story, it's like you get to see it's more real. It's like that's how people do react in situations, because like sometimes you don't have anything to say but your face says it all, you know. So it's been fun really, like just writing it all down, and then once I record footage or see what I recorded while I piece together what my brain was thinking while I was recording things, and then when I'm writing and it makes like something in the middle. It's really neat. But yeah, that's what I tell myself all the time. I'm like, okay, show, don't tell. So I liked this one, and I kind of liked him saying that line because I do like adding the little inside thoughts that he says, like in the present moment. And I think I wanted to put that here with his little, he's just watching them walk back and forth. Yeah. That's awesome. They're mine too, I think. I love playing around with his expressions because, you know, Ma raised a nice boy, but sometimes you can't hide what happens on your face when you're watching like some of these people he meets, and he's like, he doesn't want to say anything, but he's like, it's just speechless, you know? Yeah, I love it. I love his little, like his little freckles and his brown nose. It just adds to his little expressions. I'm partial to the little potato. I think maybe if I do it here, because it's after him being shocked. Okay, and then for this, I use the voice changer. They have filters, and that's like the thing where I'm like, I hope these are AI, but these were in here before they started doing AI stuff, so I feel like these are okay, because they just add like effects, like if you were using like an audio program, how you'd put reverb on something, or make it sound like crunchy, or there's like an underwater one, you know, so do use these, but sparingly. I like to use them for his inner thoughts because I'm not an audio engineer. I've just started recording his vocal lines in a separate program where I've experimented a little with like gain and stuff just to make it sound as crisp as possible. But I am nowhere near an audio engineer. There sure are a lot of them. Someday maybe, but not today. There sure are a lot of them. There's something like that. Okay, let's see. See if this lines up, and then I might chop one of these lines out here. And this is like definitely like I'm talking a lot, so it's going a little slower than I usually do, but this is kind of like how it is. Like it's just I think anybody can really do video editing if they just give themselves like the patience and the time to learn it, because it can be quite tedious, but it's also really fun when it comes together and you see at the end like what you did. So if anybody it does watch this later is watching now and they're like, I've always wanted to do like some shorts or whatever, you can do it. It's not too hard. It's just practicing, and you know, I watch, like I was saying, I watch a lot of short films, and that's helped me a lot with just setting up shots and things like that. I'll just take notes of stuff I see in short films, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool way to shoot something. And I also play around with the angle in-game too. Like I'll just test how far the in-game camera can move, and I'll just be like, well, that looks dynamic, you know? Hey, yeah, you know, that's how it goes. Like sometimes I'll spend a couple hours on like one of the shorts that I do outside of like the clips I take from the long form videos, like the little ones, like the Christmas one that I made, Starlight Festival Christmas one. That one did take me quite a while just to edit it out because, you know, finding the sound effects and then putting them together, and then it's like a less than 30-second clip, but it definitely took me a few hours to get it put together. It's fun though. I love it. I really enjoy it. Let's see. When we got out to the plains, I couldn't see any obvious threats. And even though I was hesitant to harm another group of harmless creatures, I didn't want to cause any trouble for the gal if she were onto something this time. There sure are a lot of them. Maybe. And it always sounds different too when there's no music. Like that's the other side of it. And this time I was like, I'm not sure what music I'm gonna put in particular, but I was like, I'll just get the voice lines in and then we'll go with it. There's just like the standards I tend to lean towards. So there's like, you know, Bliss, I use a lot. Cheeky Bliss, which is like the Hildebrand song. Started out as a Hildy song, and then they use it in the goofy scenes, so I've adapted that. And then I try to use the areas music, too, in between. So, like, I'll use Ailport's theme song, which is like Salt Swept, and Skull Valley Camp has its own song. And then when he's out here, I'll usually incorporate like the Lenotion just field music. And it's just kind of, I've started branching out from just using the area music though, because I think it just adds a little flavor, the different musical cues. Oh, I didn't know that's what it's called. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't know that the editing stuff for PS5 was called Share Factory. You can add music and stuff to that too, or do you do that afterwards? Sorry, my dog is getting tangled in my headphones. My headphone cord. My headphones are so busted right now, and he's just not helping me. Okay, anyway, guys, I'm trying to do something here, dogs. So I really like this. It'll be better with music, like his just slowly watching them walk past. I think it emphasizes the fact that these things are not dangerous at all. There sure are a lot of them. What does he say after that? And I think he's like, I think he's still thinking during this. So let me find it in my script to double check. Maybe he should say that afterwards. Huh. Let me get his whole thoughts here. And hedge moles are like to destroy a garden wall if you let them. I think I tried it again. And hedge moles are like to destroy a garden wall if you let them. Okay, that's a better line, I think. So yeah, for those folks who are recording stuff for me, like, there are definitely, I do that so often, where I'll just be like, start and stop, and then repeat. And usually I have to blow my nose 100 times. It is a lot of fun piecing it all together. It's just like, it's like putting together a puzzle or something. It's really fun. And then I think this continues his thought process here. Oy vey, it's being wonky. Yeah, CapCut is kind of laggy. Maybe they're stronger in these parts? Maybe they're stronger in these parts. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Sounds a little more confident, even though he's questioning things. Yeah, I think I actually want him to be shocked and then watch them. And I think while he's watching them is when he starts thinking this stuff. I think that will work. And hedge moles are like to destroy a garden wall if you let them. So I had that one at 61, so we'll put this one at 61. And then we gotta chop this part and stick that up there. And also do that. Maybe they're stronger in these parts. We'll just type in. And then we'll see how that looks and sounds. There sure are a lot of them. And hedge moles are like to destroy a garden wall if you let them. Maybe they're stronger in these parts. I should do that a little bit over here, like a pause, like he's like, huh? Garden wall if you let them. Maybe they're stronger in these parts. There you go. I think that works. What about this? There sure are a lot of them. And hedge moles are like to destroy a garden wall. I think that'll work. I might squish it a little closer together, but moving onward. Alright, let's see. Alright, so now he's talking to Farron. Now he's like, come on, little Farron. Life is strange. I could see that. Just thinking. The echo is the echo of the mind. Come on, Farron. Ma'am, we've stopped the... Alright, so this is gonna be before the action sequence. So I did this where he's far away because we're gonna do one of those where he starts it here and then he continues it there. that funny. This little grin is so funny here. He looks menacing. All right. Hi there, Crimson. Yeah. Come on, Farron. Get rid of that. Where's he at here? Start it there, because then I may have to tweak it a little. I am doing well. How are you today? I think that works. I kind of want it like when his arm goes up. I should do it. Or maybe he could say, come on, fair, because his mouth is moving there, so. What is that from, Sean? Oh, very nice. Sounds like a party. Party on the weekend. Come on, Farron. Something like that. I think his mouth's still moving here, though. Let's see if we can make it so it looks like his mouth is moving. Not so much, because then he's gonna charge it. Oh yeah, there we go. I clipped these guys. I took pictures of these because I was gonna put them in while he was looking at them. Think over here. That's right. That's right. That's what I mean. It's like a surprise. It's like, where was my brain going when I was recording footage? Hedge moles. They're so cute. I don't know how this crazy Mikote gal can think these are enemies. They're so freaking cute. Airplane! You know, I have not seen that movie all the way through. You're gonna make soup? Soup sounds awesome. I hope you enjoy your soup. Even though I was hesitant to harm another group of harmless creatures, I didn't want to cause any trouble for the gal if she were onto something this time. Okay, yeah, so I wanted to take a few of these guys. I don't know if we'll use all of them. To move them, because that's why he's shocked, because he's like, huh? Yeah, I know it's like one of those classic ones, and it's really supposed to be very funny. So that's definitely what I need to watch one of these days. Yeah, that's what it is. Because he sees them. And then he's like, huh? So I think we can cut out some of this. Shorten this up a little bit. And actually, I think we can shorten these bits up too. More impactful if it's a little faster, I think. And then maybe I'll cut out that because we have that. Or I just cut it down. Let's see. It's so different when there's no music, too. There sure are a lot of them. And hedge moles are like to destroy a garden wall if you let them. Maybe they're stronger in these parts. Come on, Farron. Yeah, my levels are all over the place right now, too. I usually I'll do some light level adjustment when I just have my lines, but I wait till everybody's lines are here, because, you know, like, some people it's gonna be a little louder, quieter, so I do level adjustment once I get everybody's lines in. And then I think we can get rid of these extra shots of the hedge moles, because I don't need them. Alright. We got, come on, Farron. That's what. Come on, Farron. He looks so goofy. Alright, and then this is an action sequence. So these lines don't come back until over here. But I can add... Let's see, downloads. Battle theme, is that what it's called? Yes, the land breathes. That's what it is. Yeah, exactly. It's like you're gonna be taking in different music from everywhere and different, like, I record on different days and sometimes I'm louder and sometimes I'm quieter, so it's just like at the end when everything's in, it's so much easier. So I'm gonna put our battle music in for this moment. Not too loud, hopefully. A little slow-mo. Okay, so I'm gonna chop that there. That's our battle sequence. And I want to tweak a little bit. I think one of these shots. It's our first battle sequence of the episode too, so I always try to leave those a little longer. Set the tone. Is this one? It jumps a little bit. Am I crazy? This one. Does this one jump? Oh yeah, it does. It moves a little bit. I guess that's okay. I don't like that. I hate when I can't keep the camera steady. Like, but it's alright. It could be worse. I cut myself some slack sometimes. Maybe I'll leave that actually, like... Yeah. That's good. These poor hedge moles. They're just out here minding their own business. Then this little potato runs in, just destroys them all. All right, so another thing I like to do, which I need to do, is in post, I always try to apply a little motion blur. The game has motion blur in it, but I feel like when you put just a dash more, it kind of makes it look a little more cinematic. And what I started doing the last episode was I actually increased the saturation a touch too, so that's why it looks a little more vibrant in the last episode. If you go and compare it to like some of the older ones. And I really liked it. So this one, I increased the saturation. I just bumped it up. It's like a scale 1 to 100. I just put it at 10, and I think it just makes everything pop a little better. But that's why I also do the motion blur. It just makes it like look a little more cinematic. But the thing you have to watch out for with motion blur is it is a blur. So if you're not careful and you put too much on, then you'll get like weird ripples and such around your characters when they're moving. So like I only put 10 on him here because, or 10% motion blur because he moves his arms like that. And I think it looks okay. But yeah, and that's pretty tedious part too, because unfortunately I have to select each clip individually and type it in. Hi, Shiggy! Showing a little behind the scenes here. I figured, you know, I'm editing voice lines right now, my voice lines, because I started recording some today. And last time I showed people how I chopped up the footage that I recorded, and now I'm gonna show everybody like how I chop up the footage even further to match up the voice lines. So, and also just yeah, I was just talking about motion blur because I think the motion blur just makes it look a touch more like a movie. And sometimes, like, when he's just still like this, I'll actually increase it a little bit. Like, I'll put it to, like, between 15 and 20. Because it just, I don't know why. Even when he's, like, pretty still, it just still adds something to it. Hi, Gemini! Yes! It's just a peek behind the curtains. Yes, this is what editing looks like, at least for Systori, for his videos. I'm learning something new every time I do a video, so I can't tell you if this is 100% how you should do things, but this is what I have found works. Yeah. Yeah. It's like it adds more like a real life, more movie versus, yeah, like a video game. So I like adding a touch of motion blur to stuff. And let's see, let me... I don't have a before and after of them, but this is like after the motion blur is applied. And he hasn't had motion blur on here. It's just like a very subtle difference, but I feel like it makes it look more like a movie. And I love it. In my first episode, I used way too much of it, and you can see like the wavy lines around it. But it's all a learning process, you know? You don't want to use too much motion blur, then it looks like the world is water or something. So for this one, because he's waving his hands a lot, I'm going to try doing 10%, but I may even adjust it down to 5% motion blur because it'll be right around like the area of most movement, like usually his hands, that it'll look like there's ripples. It's pretty weird. And I can't believe I didn't realize that when I first did it, but again, like I've never really, I don't know why it keeps popping up there. It's like finding where it is in the track. But I guess it's just, you know, not doing it and then doing it more, and then I noticed the flaws in my first one compared to like where I'm at now. But yeah, it is tedious applying motion blur to everything. It has the Systori super sideshow. I love that. I'm a sucker for alliteration. Yeah, it has. I mean, I've done basic editing, like, you know, for little Instagram videos back in the day and stuff, but yeah, Systori has been, or my previous streams, I would chop them up a little bit, but this is the first time I'm trying to put something together as like a storytelling device. So it's been fun though. I'm learning a lot just by, I'll like be watching other people's videos, or especially it's a good challenge because I'll watch a lot of people who make Final Fantasy 14 content, but they'll use like the black magic. And I'll be like, huh, I wonder if I can try to do something similar, but with like just editing. And some things I've been able to accomplish, other things not yet, because some of it is just like I'm kind of limited with G-pose and what I can do with it post, but you know, a lot of people use like reshade for just brightening up things, and I've discovered just changing the saturation in post works, or adding the motion blur, because I know that's kind of like an effect you can do with the mods and stuff too. So yeah, it's been fun. It's made me have to learn more, which I'm never mad about learning more about something. It's a good time. All right, him questioning this lady. He's like, I don't know. This girl doesn't seem to know as much as she thinks she knows, but I'll trust her. I think this one we're gonna do 10% too. Thanks. It's fun stuff. I gotta keep myself busy or I get in trouble. It's tasty. What kind of soup are you eating, Mello? Does he? I think these gloves are adorable. I love the little bow. They're the little scholar gloves. You know, I don't see a lot of people wear this scholar, because this is just the level 50 scholar outfit that you get. I don't see many people wearing this. I may have put too much motion blur on him. I think I did. He's a little too blurry. So 10, see? That's what I was saying. Like sometimes, oh no, it didn't change it. No wonder it's 100. I was like, what? That's a lot. But there you go. That was your example. Like if you put too much motion blur, it's like, it's real blurry. It looks like the world is like going around you. They're underwater. They're very cute. I would wear these gloves. I love them. I think they're adorable. Hi, Sky. Welcome in. It's bobbling like it's got its own rhythm, its own vibrations. There you go. That's much better. It's that subtlety that you want. That subtle thing. I don't know if I need him like frozen like that. I should really trim this up too. It's just supposed to be like a little bit of a thing, and then maybe I could leave it a touch longer because then he's gonna be running. So I'll have it mix in for the transition. And yeah, I use pretty basic transitions for these. Every so often I'll do a fancy one where it like cuts the splices the screen in half or whatever. But my fall back on go-to ones are just your black fade, your white flash, and your mix. And I really like mix because I like how you can still see the previous scene. And I might even extend it. I might cut that shorter. Yeah, I'm gonna trim that one up because it Farron's running the opposite direction. Farron, what you doing? I can't. I wish I could control the chocobo a little better. It's so hard. But it's like if you have a dog or, you know, an animal in real life, like they're going to be doing their own thing. Even if they're well trained, they're going to do their own thing. So. Yeah, I definitely get it. I only like to use those sort of things if it's like a really funny sequence or if it's like an action, it's about to be a montage. Like, I'll use like a wipe cut every so often when I'm doing like the silhouette of Systori running across the screen in the foreground. I'll do like a wipe cut just so it blurs the background behind him. But yeah, I like the basic, the fade and the black fade and stuff, the mixes, because it feels a little more like you're a story. It's telling a story. More like a TV, episodic TV show versus like a sitcom or something, or a commercial, local TV commercial. That's a good description. So I think that'll be a good length. Let's try it, because sometimes it extends it. Yes, yeah. Every so often I'll do a little bit of a screen flip. But these ones a little much. Oh yeah. Classic Batman. I haven't seen much of that, but I feel like if I watched the old Batman shows, I would love them. Because they're so campy. They just look so good. Tilt the camera. Right, this motion blur. No, we do not need 100 motion blur. We might even just need 5 for those close-up running ones. Where are you going? It's so touchy sometimes. It's like, no, I didn't want to drag that. I hate that. Sometimes I'll just like lightly be highlighting something and then I'll move the mouse and for whatever reason CapCut thinks I'm dragging it and it'll put something way in the wrong spot and I'll just be like, oh no. That's why Control Z is such a great shortcut. Control Z is my friend. A thin broth with skinny noodles and chopped green onions. I mean, that sounds awesome. You know what? I was craving the other day, probably because it's been rainy and then my nose has been messed up. So I've been wanting soup. But like my mom always just gave us like canned chicken broth, like heated up when we were little, when we got like sick to our stomachs and we were hungry. And it was so soothing. And the other day I was like, I just want some chicken broth. I just want to drink some hot chicken broth. So your soup sounds really yummy though. That sounds right up my alley. I love soup. I could eat soup all year round, even in the hottest of summers. I'll be sweating and dying, but I'd be so happy. I love soup so much. We're gonna try 10% here and see. It took me so long to think of doing this section, and while it's not perfect, I kind of dig it. It adds a little something. I had to do a background remover on him, and then I spliced it over this other effect, and I blurred it, or this other shot that I took, and I blurred it. So it wouldn't be so noticeable that he's not, that it's like a green screen. I like it though, because it's got like that 70s movie feel almost. Green eggs and ham. Green onions and ham. I think soup is great for hot weather too. I love soup all the time. Oh, Old Bay is amazing. I love that. I love it. I love it on French fries. So good. We had some, but it didn't last long because my brother and I, we love that stuff so much. So we need more Old Bay seasoning, but I'll put that stuff on everything. It's so good. Thank you. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out what I was gonna do here.
She sounds awful sure of herself this time.
But this is one of the moments that I was like, people with the mods can do this, but I can't do it. Like, they can actually have the camera stick on their character and run, and it doesn't get all gobbled up. But you really can't do that in game. It just doesn't come out right when you record it. It's too blurry and stuff, at least for what I'm using right now. So I had to get a little creative here. And I like it. I think it came out just fine. I don't know if we'll need to... I already have this blurred, so I'm not going to apply motion blur to the background. That's my executive decision on that. Oh, sorry, I had to blow my nose, of course, and my dog had to settle him. He's being a goober today. Okay, so now we're gonna apply more motion blur. I like to do it in sections because it takes so long, so I try to keep up like the motion blur at the same time as I'm at least editing the vocal lines in. It just takes so long to apply it because you have to do it by each little segment. Oh my gosh, dog, you're gonna knock over the fan. He's trying to knock the fan over. He's taking on my standing fan. I'm like, dude, it's too hot in here for that. Don't do it. All right. Just try 5% because this is like a lot of camera movement here. Yeah. I do like to work with as much of the in-game as possible. That's why, like, what I do eventually, like, I want to get a better computer for I call it a gaming computer, but I have a laptop and I want to get like an actual desktop computer that can run things a little better, because I do eventually want to dabble with some black magic, but mostly it's because I want to be able to change the weather so it takes less time to record for continuity reasons. And maybe if I do reshade, I won't have to edit saturation and stuff in post, so that'll make it easier. But when I do it, and sometimes a little bit of posing, that's what I want it for. Like, I want to be able to make his posing a little more dynamic, that sort of thing. But I've already decided that once I do get the capability to use some black magic for these videos, it's going to be primarily just using the in-game system that's just there, because I like that you can actually do a lot with it. There's just little things I would tweak, and there is, like you said, there is a satisfaction. It makes me have to be more creative. My device model, my laptop, it's that's a good question. I don't even know. But hello, by the way. Hi. It's, what kind of laptop do I have? It's, somebody gave it to me. It's a ROG. ROG Zephyrus, I think is what it says on it. I don't know what that is. I'm not very computer-y, you know. That's why, like, my brother, Moist, who, you know, you guys know from the game, he said that once I save up the money, he'll help me get the parts and we'll put it together. Because he's way more, he has friends who do computer stuff. And they said they'll help me out. So I just gotta, I'm hoping eventually we'll get the ball rolling so I'm making some money because I'm taking care of my uncle. And then I'll be able to put like $10 a week to the side to save up. Oh, Mello, a fishing show. That's so cute. That would be adorable. That I have ideas. I've had like little ideas for like side content for Systori, which that would be what having more mods would be helpful for. Just doing a little bit extra on the side. But yeah, like doing like having him going on a fishing day or other stuff. I have a Discord. It's in the description. Underneath this, it should be underneath the video. I do have a Discord. I'm like, where is it? I have Discord open right now. It was just hiding behind the chat. But yeah, I really enjoy it. It keeps me busy. It keeps me creative. Using the in-game limitations. It really does. Alright, I think we could do 10% on this one. Might be able. Yeah, I think 10's good. We could try 15 on this, but he's moving a lot, so we'll probably just go 10. Yeah, I used to put like 20 on the close-ups because I liked the look of it. We'll try 15, but it may blur it a little too much. Because he moves a lot there. These hedge moles, they're so cute in this game. They're big old noses. They kind of remind me of my mom's puppies right now. Because the puppies have like just round box-shaped heads. At the moment, they look like little bears with long ears. Little teddy bears. Oh yeah, and if you do the exclamation mark and then type Discord, I think that'll bring it up. The link to the Discord as well, because I do have commands for my Nightbot. I just always forget about it. But yeah, if you type exclamation point Discord, it should bring up the link. Which is fun too. Do 10% there. There we go. I reorganized my screen. I was like, I have so many things open and they're just layered on top of each other. You are very welcome. Okay. Do. More motion blur. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this part is like so tedious. But it's worth it. It gives it that extra look, that extra oomph. So it's so worth it. I think, anyway. I don't know. I could be crazy. I have been called crazy before, so. do. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do 10 on these close-ups. I might change it later. There's always like the tweaking I do in between. Like I'll think I'm done with a section and then I'll be watching it later. I'll be like, well, that doesn't look as good as I'd like it. But we're almost. I just want to get these motion blurs done and then I'll go back to editing some lines. I may take a brief intermission to just refill my drink because I'm talking a lot and I am thirsty. But let me apply these motion blurs so that can finish up while I take a quick intermission. And then I'll go grab my drink. He says, come on, Farron. I really like that you can that the chocobos are a little more, they look a little more alive now because they scratch at the ground and do all that fun stuff. They twitch their heads around. They just look more like real birds. I want to be able to control my chocobo and let it lay down or sit down so I can have Systori sitting next to him. Yeah, that's I never think it's totally complete when I finish a section, just in case. Because you never know, too. Sometimes I'll think I have a section, I just need to plop somebody's voice lines in, and then all of a sudden it's they'll do some good ad-libbing or something, and I'm like, oh, I really like that, so now let me just rework this scene because I want to include their ad-lib. Because, it makes it just sound more natural. Seem more real. So this running shot, I'm probably going to do a 5% motion blur. Because it's already kind of blurry from running. I think too, when I get a better system, some of my shots won't look so blurry. Or I'll be able to use mods to make them look a little cleaner. Like when the camera pans over stuff. But right now I just got the PlayStation 5 and then I'm using the computer to record the capture card, so it kind of some stuff gets lost in translation, I think. Do 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 do. It'll be fun for streams too. When I get a better computer, we can play more games and stuff together. There's a lot of indie games I want to try out, on Steam and stuff, that my computer just can't handle running the stream and those kind of games at the same time. And I think it would be so fun to do our weekends. We'll still do Final Fantasy 14 during the week, but do weekends just random indie games and stuff. I would love to do that. That's the kind of stuff I watch when I'm not doing watching Final Fantasy 14 content or short films. I love to watch creators playing just the indie games, because there's some really neat ones with really great stories, and it's just, I want to do that too. I want to play. That's what the obscure games is in my intro that I usually say. That's what that's about, because I want to do more of that. Obscure indie games. It would be a lot of fun, I think. All right, cool. So I got all that motion blur applied. I'm gonna take a quick 2 minutes just to refill my drink, and then we're gonna do this part where Systori now comes back after he completed this portion of the quest, and he's gonna report to the girl. So we're gonna edit his dialogue there. So give me just a few moments, and I will be RB. Enjoy these cute puppy videos. I'll be right back. Hello all. Sorry. I bumped my cord to my stream deck and now it's acting up. So I have to do everything manually. So it was acting a little goofy. But we're here. We're still here. That sounds like a really cool channel, Shiggy. That sounds like right up my alley. I love tea. I always want to get into more tea. Like I love the really earthy and florally types. They're so good. I love tea. I'm always like, I like, you know, a restaurant, everybody just gets a water. I'm like, do you have tea? Okay, so let's see. We are doing lines now. Now he is back. His first line is, we've stopped the first wave of attack. And I love like the cozy games. I love watching horror games. If I could get a better computer, I would try playing some indie horror with you guys, but I am such a chicken. But I know you guys are really supportive, so I would feel like I would try playing a few horror games with you guys. They have to be good ones. They have to have like good premise. I don't know. I'm such a chicken though. I'm such a chicken. I hate being jump scared. But I love watching the horror games because I love spooky things and I love horror movies. Psychological thrillers and stuff. I love them. But I'm just a baby. But it would be fun. It would be fun playing them with you guys. I want to play some of the multiplayer ones. That's another thing. Like in the future, I would love to do some of the... Like, I know the forest is supposed to be really scary, but it's like multiplayer and Phantasmagoria or whatever. Alien Isolation! Oh no, that sounds terrifying. I'm so bad at them too because I'm such a chicken, but I would do it. I would love to play horror games, a few with you guys, especially the indie ones, because sometimes those are so good. Yeah, see, that would be fun. So once I start making a little bit of money from taking care of my uncle, which hopefully we can get that all wrapped up by next month. I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, because then I'll be able to put a little bit more out there. There are some very cool indie games based on like Lovecraft stuff, Sean, that I've watched a few and I'm like, oh, this has got Sean all over it. Or, you know, based on like Edgar Allan Poe's type stuff. There's some really cool, and like for me, that I love, you know, I'm a literature nerd, and so that kind of stuff just gets me all excited. I want to play those. Ugh, sorry. My dog is convinced that his sister wants to be his girlfriend. I'm like, she does not. She's trying to mind her own business over there, sir. And he's like, but I just love her. He's a little confused. We must forgive him. He's cute. I like this is what I'm dealing with right now. That's another reason I figured we'd do the editing stream today, because I can take more stops in between what I'm doing to like get him to lay down, versus if I was like in the middle of like doing roulettes as a tank and I just had to stop to wrangle my dog over to lay down again. He's just being silly today.
Bam! We've stopped the first wave of attack.
Okay, yeah, I only recorded that line once, so... With his little salute there. Yes, it is. It's a dog-friendly stream today. At least most of you are used to how quirky my dogs are by now, so that helps too. They're just quirky. That's it. My dogs are just a little strange. They're just being dogs out here. So I think I want to start maybe with him. I gotta rearrange these clips because I got her, but it starts with him. So I gotta push her over here somewhere for now. Ends like that. And maybe a fade. Maybe we can do a fade there.
Bam!
I kind of think I should end that earlier so you can hear the...
Bam! We've stopped.
Hear the dying animal sounds. I don't know. It's funny to me. Because it's so dramatic. The slow-mo. And then
Bam.
it's just over. And...
Bam! We've stopped the first wave of attack.
do I have any more salutes here? I don't think I do.
The first wave of attack.
It's just a little bit of humor. He's fighting these vicious hedge bulls here. All right, so let's see. And then I think she responds. So let's see. Yes, she's like, well slayed. So now it's a lot of her, and I just have Systori making faces, basically, at what she's saying. So we'll do a little smile, and then his smile's gonna fall because he is realizing that she made him just kill defenseless animals again. Isn't it? It's so funny because he doesn't even act like it, you know? He's just like, yeah, I'm strong, but he's just, to him, it's like everybody can just do it, I think, because he's just like this little homeschooled on a farm kind of guy, so he doesn't even realize like how strong he really is. He just thinks that's normal. It's pretty cute. Yeah, see, I got him reacting because she says some interesting stuff. So it'll be a little gappy right now because this is what I mean, like how the scene is going to change once I get her lines in here. But I love having mine done way ahead of time though. Like I always give everybody a good week or so to get theirs in because it gives me time to get like the majority of the rest of the editing and my recording done. So when I get them, it's just like I just plop everybody's lines in and do a little bit more editing on those sections, and then it's basically ready to go. And it's just like an easy way for me to get the workflow done. Yeah, it's exactly like that, Chiggy. He's just like, huh. Like, I thought everybody did. He is a little cutie. I may be biased, but I don't know. He is adorable. I love him so much. He's a wholesome little guy. Uh, ma'am. Ma'am. Okay, so I'm gonna chop out that first hole. But let's see. Let me roughly put the amount of her speech scenes in there. And this is another thing too, that with like the limitations of the game, I can only get the NPCs doing so many movements and in so many different angles. So that's what else I will in the future use black magic for, just to make the NPCs work a little bit more for me. But that's kind of it. Like, I don't want to change it too much because I like doing the. I mean, GPOs, you could get a lot done with GPOs. You know, just GPOs and Streamlabs, you can really effectively record quite a bit. So there's a few things that I just would love to use a little bit of black magic for. Just dabble in it, you know? But okay, so I'm just gonna copy and paste some of these sections of her doing motions because that's what I got to work with right now. I think I have more from earlier when she was talking to, so I might steal some from over there as well. But she does say quite a bit. She talks about what the next move is, but then also she gets a dispatch. And then she's told to stand down. I know, right? No, I really do think there's a creator that I watch sometimes. Their videos are great, but they're definitely like an action-packed anime with some really strange anime humor, but then they have these shots that are so serious and so well done that they actually inspired me to want to use black magic because they only use it sparingly and they do a lot of it with just the in-game system. They don't use Blender, but they just can do some really cool stuff. I have to remember the name, but I will share them in the Discord when I come across them again. That's so funny, Mello. I know, it took me a long time too. Thank you for hanging out. Have fun playing with your friends. I'm really happy you got to join in on the stream too. It's so good to see you. Sorry, my dogs are freaking out because a grocery delivery is here. I think that's what's going on. My dogs are like, "Ooh," so I had to tell them it's okay, calm down, shut up. All right, let's see. Yeah, so throughout this, he's literally, and this is where it's gonna be. I don't edit a lot because I kind of like to see how the person also says the lines. So I'll record a bunch of reactions, but I won't add a lot. I won't edit too much. But I think I did this intentionally so that I could have it jump from him being farther away to like up close. That's what I did here. The back, he's like, what are you even saying? So yeah, so we're just gonna leave this kind of lightly unedited for this part, but I want to line up his lines. And I think they start over here. Because he just kind of says, ma'am, maybe you shouldn't drink so much. It's basically what he is saying here. Okay.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Over here.
Ma'am, mayhaps you've knocked your humors off kilter from all the ale you've been drinking? My great-grandpa once told me a story of a sailor who went half mad from too much of the stuff.
I think I redid that line too.
Ma'am, mayhaps you've knocked off...
Yes, yeah, I see it. Shiggy, when you were saying you mess up the lines and things, I have to take so many.
Knocked off...
I have to record so many takes sometimes. Let's see if this one sounds better.
Mayhaps you've knocked your humors off kilter from all the ale you've been drinking? My great-grandpa told me.
Your humor's off kilter. Thank you. I love saying things. Like how Systori says things. Like, I would never think of saying things like that, and then all of a sudden it's like, when I'm writing his lines, they just come out. Yes. Sometimes you just have to. It's like, you think you got it, and then all of a sudden, it's like, what am I even saying?
Ma'am.
Okay, let me see how I say this one.
My great-grandpa once told me a story of a sailor who went half mad from too much of the stuff.
You like that one better, or?
My great-grandpa once told me a story of a sailor who went half mad from too much of the stuff.
I think I like the second take better, but I like how he says this part here, I think.
Perhaps you've knocked your humors off kilter from all the ale you've been drinking?
Yeah, I like that one. There's a little more like... he doesn't want to necessarily say it, but he's kind of like, I think you might have a problem. I think you may have a problem. Yeah.
Ma'am, mayhaps you've knocked your humors off kilter from all the ale you've been drinking?
Yeah, I think I like this one. Wait, did you say you liked the first take or the second take better, Shiggy? Of the grandpa line, I should say. I think that's what you were referencing. I love writing his lines. He's just got this like naivety about him, but he is really smart. And it's just so, it's nice. It's a nice break from reality. Okay, cool. So we are in agreement. I think that one's better too. So let me chop it, and then I'll cut up the movement lines a little bit to make it more dynamic. Let's listen to that.
Ma'am, mayhaps you've knocked your humors off kilter from all the ale you've been drinking? My great-grandpa once told me a story of a sailor who went half mad from too much of the stuff.
Yeah, I like that. I think that sounds good. He gets a little more confident when he's saying, it's not you. It's not you. It's just my grandpa. My great-grandpa told me this story once. Yeah. He's just a sweet little thing. I think it just needs a little... Maybe it might be good. It kind of fits. Yeah, and then she says something about getting a leeching, and he's just like, it's so funny. He just doesn't know how to respond to these characters sometimes. They're a little... They're not like that back at home on the farm. That's for sure. Never. He does that with his ma too in another thing. I forget. Oh, it's like when somebody was a little weird. He said that ma would say he was crazier than a soup sandwich or something. Like a little side story. Hi, Latios. We're doing some editing today. Some Lala editing. We're gonna slip these guys over here. Wait, did it post? Did it paste? There it is. I was like, I hit my control V, it just didn't want to work. And then I think that's the end of his lines for this one, I think.
I wasn't too sure.
Yeah. But his final is just a... He just does that at the end. Just like, oh. Crazier than a soup sandwich. So what I'm gonna do for this one is... I think I can get his sigh to be alone. If I take out the vocals, quote unquote. That's his little sigh from in-game. I like to splice in his in-game voice too, for his laughing and stuff, his sighs. Because they're cute, and I think they still fit with the voice I use. But I think they're adorable. There's like, I'll do little chuckles when I'm talking and stuff, but his in-game voice is just so cute. So I took that out so I could make the sigh louder. There we go. So it matches more the volume of everything else. In the forefront. Because I've been liking keeping some of the in-game noises in too. Like the trees, the wind, the birds. It's just the ocean. You can hear the ocean a lot in these port towns. Which is fun. That's why lately when I've been coming on to play Final Fantasy XIV, my sounds are all like really crazy loud. It's because I turned everything in the game up except for like the system sounds and stuff. I'm just like,
Too much of the stuff.
oh, and I turned the music down. I turned that off when I record. In the beginning, I didn't think about that. So that's like the other stuff that I've learned just by doing more is you just get a little more creative. You're like, oh wait, I could just turn the sound off in the game or keep the ambiance in. Yeah, because it just adds to it. It just makes it more, I think it's just because like I was saying before, how I watch a lot of short films, it's just stuff like that I'll notice. I'll be like, oh wait, you can actually hear like the birds, or there's not constant music playing, so I will try to drop out music at certain points, like in the last video where Shiggy, when they're like whispering and your character, he just does that loud what, and I just like cut out all the music and it just adds, it emphasizes what's going on. Battlefield Earth. All right, so now we're gonna do, I gotta apply the motion blur again, just to keep up with that there. So I don't have to do it all at the end, because it takes forever. Yeah, it's just like that little subtle stuff, you know? Constant tilting? Like the things you wouldn't notice maybe on your first view, but if you like go back and watch things again, you'll be like, oh yeah, I see, okay. Just that subtle stuff. That's what I like to work on now, like with my editing, because I have like the basics down of what I like or how I like to do some stuff. But now it's all about just the subtleties. Make it stand out a little more, you know? And this, like, I really should move these. I haven't been moving a lot of the things up or anything yet. Same. That's me too, Shiggy. Alright. So this I need to move these up. So she is more center in this letterboxing. Yeah, I think that's good. So I moved that up to position Y211. So like this one. I think to keep it consistent, we'll do that too. Yeah, that looks better. It's so funny. These I think are okay. Yeah, they're centered. I try to shoot things centered as centered as possible, so I don't have to do a lot of moving of the scenes, but sometimes it's just impossible with how the camera forces you to look at NPCs in the game sometimes. Like, they will center them, but it won't be centered for, like, my letterboxing. It doesn't do that. And this is stuff I'll tweak, too, a bunch of times. Like, I'll be like, oh yeah, that looks good, and then I'll change it when I'm watching it for the umpteenth time. I'll be like, actually... Do. Motion blur. I will say, having folks chat with me while I'm doing it does make it go by a little faster. Instead of me just sitting here and talking to my dogs, it does make the time go by a little quicker. I like that they're adding more emotes in the game too. I'm curious to see how they're gonna... I think they made comments at like Fan Festival that they're gonna be doing more with G-Pose. I could be wrong though. For like 8.0 and stuff, and I'm really curious to see what they'll be doing with it. Because maybe by then I won't even need the black magic. Maybe they'll just make it more easy to record stuff with. Thanks, Jesse. I enjoy doing it, and I figured, you know, people might want to know how I do stuff because they might want to make machinima kind of content themselves. And I'm always of the mind that if you learn something or know something, that you should share that knowledge with people. I think, you know, especially when it comes to creating things, because especially in a time now where it feels like a lot of creativity is trying to get squashed, we need to boost up other people's creativity. Like us, we need to still create, and then we need to like, you know, support other people in creating as well. That's my view on it. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. There's just something very satisfying, and I think it's also very therapeutic in creating things. As well as just, you know, it can help with your own confidence, and I don't know, just overall, like, just creating makes you feel better in general. It's a good stress relief. Like, I may get stressed, like, because I put these, like, time constraints on myself and stuff when I'm recording, or I get stressed because I have, like, writer's block. But it's a good kind of stress versus, like, the stress of the world that's out of your control, you know, life stress or whatever. It's good to have that outlet that you can just kind of escape into. Yes, don't be embarrassed. This is CapCut. It's very beginner friendly. That's why I like it. I don't it's got a lot of downfalls because, like, it's a lot of stuff you have to pay for, but the subscription is $20 a month. Which isn't terrible. And I think you can pay like a yearly one, but right now that's out of my hands at the moment. But it's not too bad. It's very beginner friendly. That's why I liked it. But I might want to move on to a different program soon, just because of, like, the fees and sometimes the effects. Like, some effects I like to use, they'll just disappear and then they won't come back. And so it's like I have to figure out a solution for that, which makes me more creative, but also makes me frustrated. But it is a very, very good program if you are just wanting to start out editing, because they have a lot of different tools that help make things easier. So I definitely recommend it for starting out. And this is a browser one. It's an app, like you download it for your computer, but they also have a phone app that I know it originally started out as a companion to TikTok. And I think the same company owns it, or they used to. But yeah, it started out as a phone app, and now they have an app for your computer like this one. So it's not my favorite thing in the world, but it definitely is really beginner friendly. So how I do it is I have Streamlabs, and I'll have Streamlabs recording my screen while I'm playing, because I have my capture card set up from when I do my streams. So when I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, it kind of automatically is just set up that way. So I will open up Streamlabs, but instead of streaming, I will just hit record, because you can record in Streamlabs. And so I will record the game footage, and then that gives me a save file that I can upload into CapCut. So that's how I do it. I feel like that's probably the easiest way, unless you might be able to cut out the middleman somehow if you play on PC. Like, you may not need a capture card if you have Streamlabs and you play on PC. I think you would be able to do it. Because especially if you played, like, windowed on Final Fantasy 14 on your computer, you could just have that window in, like, open that in Streamlabs. If that makes sense. I'm still learning a lot with Streamlabs myself, even though I've been using it for 3 years, but you can actually just have it look at specific windows and stuff. So if you play on your PC, it'd be easier. I think you don't need the capture card for that. But I play on PlayStation, so console user got console user problems. Gotta find console user solutions, that's all. But yeah, it's fairly easy after that. If you have any more questions, you can always poke me on Discord and stuff too, because I am definitely willing to help out any way I can. So we're gonna try 10 motion blur on this, but with his arms moving, that might be too much, but we will try it. We will try it. 10% motion blur. Do. Yeah, this is, I think this is the most tedious part, is applying motion blur to everything. It just takes so long. Because you can't, like, for saturation, like, I could go and highlight all of the separate clips and do the saturation at the same time. With audio, I can do that. Not motion blur, man. You gotta hit them one at a time. That's like another thing with like other programs. I don't know if they would let you do multiple clips with motion blur or if it would be the same thing. I imagine it's probably different, but I don't know. I've only used DaVinci Resolve a little bit, and then it was a little tricky for me, so that's why I went back to CapCut. I was like, I'm not ready. I thought I was ready. I'm not ready. But I don't know. I might be ready now. But I don't know if my laptop could handle it. So that's the other thing. CapCut struggles on my laptop sometimes too, but we make it through. Sometimes I just have to restart the program a few times. All right, let that apply itself there. Let's see. So we got a pretty decent amount covered with us chatting and stuff in between, and I hope that you guys learned some cool stuff. I love doing these just chatting streams sometimes. They're just so nice. It's nice to just catch up and joke around and stuff. That's what I'm wondering too. Like, I want to know if other programs are the same and if it may be because it's just each clip is like its own little world, for lack of a better word. So it's like you have to apply the blur individually. But you would think you'd be able to like apply it to all of them and then go in and tweak it individually. But I don't know because I'm not a computer programmer, so I don't know if that would like break the program or not. But I am looking forward to sharing this episode with you guys. I have the voice actors getting their lines back to me by this coming Wednesday, and then I will be editing all their stuff in, so I'm hoping to get my parts done before then. And then hopefully I can get this either up by the weekend, next weekend, or the beginning of next week, so we can share it. And then hoping to get on that like once a month, drop in a side story episode kind of grind. Hopefully. I'm glad educational chats go so well with spicy clam chowder. Good. You should definitely get back into it. It's fun. It's fun to have a project. Awesome. I can't wait to hear what you come up with. I'm so excited we have even more talent on this coming episode, so that just makes me so excited. It's gonna be even more diverse, and everybody is just so good at what they're doing. It just makes me so happy. But I think we're gonna end it here for tonight. I'm gonna get some dinner and I'm gonna make my dogs calm down. And then I do have a little more writing. I have to fill in some monologues on the script before I can record them. But now you get a peek of what is to come. And I don't know, maybe we'll do another editing stream if I need a little bit of extra time on it. We'll see. If you guys like these, I love sharing it with you. Like I was saying, I love sharing the little knowledge I have acquired. I love to share it and give you guys a sneak peek of what's to come. Of course. I hope you guys have a great night, and as long as no crazy thunderstorms happen tomorrow, I think we're gonna play some Final Fantasy 14 tomorrow. I think we're gonna do some roulettes and stuff to end the Sunday. But thank you, Jesse. Thanks, Shiggy. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Gemini. Thanks. I know Emiko is here. Anybody else who may be lurking, thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate you all so much. And I will catch you again soon. Have a good night, guys.